Hello, brothers and sisters, my blood. Sup, everybody? Savvy Entertainment. You're doing another Belongs in the Trash review. Today we're taking a look at Immortalized by Disturbed. Now, like last time, I have another one of my good buddies here with me.
Sup, I'm Alex.
So yeah, pretty much we're going to take a look at this album. It wasn't really that hated. I was actually pretty well received. However, we kind of have different opinions, one of us more than the other.
Yeah, it was kind of my idea to do this for a Belongs in the Trash. I personally don't like this album. Like, this will be my second time listening it through, but this album just really doesn't sit well with me at all.
Like, when I listened to it, I thought some songs were good. A lot of songs were generic filler, not that great. But we're going to take another listen through this entire album and see if our opinions change at all.
Yeah, like, we're both kind of diehard Disturbed fans. Like, we might end up getting a little bit rough on Dave and company throughout the video, myself included more so. But, like, we love Disturbed.
We do like Disturbed.
It was, like, the first
He's seen them twice. I've seen them once. We're seeing them again this summer.
Yeah, we're literally driving halfway across the country to go see them and other bands.
Yeah, 5 finger foot long. But anyway.
I don't know. I'm going for Trivium.
Yeah, pretty much Trivium. But anyway, so, yeah, let's start this off. Woo.
That was an intro.
Yeah, it was pretty much like small, like minute and a half little thing to start the album off. Kind of similar to Remnants from Asylum. I personally enjoyed it because Disturbed doesn't really solo a lot of their songs, so it's kind of neat to see that their guitarists actually have some sort of skill.
Say it so harsh.
I like Disturbed.
Yeah, sure. I thought it was pretty good. It's definitely one of their cleaner solos. I don't really hear that a lot from them.
But really it's nothing more than just an intro.
It was pretty neat.
Alright, next. Insert war rally song here.
Yeah, but I like their war cry rally songs. Like, they've done one per album since Indestructible.
It's a gimmick. It seems to be working. I like all of them they've done. Indestructible's like one of my favorite songs by them.
Yeah,
I don't hate Immortalized. It's one of my favorite songs off the album.
Yeah, like, I would honestly say Immortalized is probably my second favorite song off of this album, and I think it's a good start to the album.
Yeah, it does start off on a good note. The Eye of the Storm really does flow well into this song to start off the album on a high note.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, so really no complaints here.
Yeah.
Next.
So sleep soundly in your beds tonight. Judgment falls up on you at first light. I'm the hand of God. I'm the dark Messiah. I'm the vengeful one.
That was another pretty solid track.
Yeah, overall, this was the first single that they released off the album, so it works as that.
Yeah, like, when they released it, it was like a really good indicator, because you listen to it and it's like, okay, well, this is pretty much like same Disturbed stuff, so I'm getting pretty excited. And it's deceitfully heavy. Like, you don't realize it at first.
Story behind that. The first time I heard it, I thought it was an okay song. I didn't really see it as being that heavy. But we were both doing a road trip last summer, and we had this song on our playlist, and it came up. We had been driving for about 7 hours. It was like 5 a.m., tired as hell, and it comes on. We just blast this radio up to 100.
Yeah.
And that's when we really realized how heavy the song was.
Exactly. We were just blasting it because we had to try to stay awake for like another 2 hours until breakfast time, and we were just like, Oh shit, this is heavy actually.
Yeah, so again, another really good track off this album. I enjoy it. I thought it was pretty much like the perfect song they could have released after their couple year hiatus. Say, hey, we're back with our style that everyone seems to like.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, hey, look, a good style. This album might have a good style. We hope.
Yeah. We'll see how that works.
Hopefully.
Next.
You're paralyzed, breathe your disguise. You feed on the lies that they tell you. Gotta break away from the numbing pain. Succumb to the rage that's inside you.
Well, this is where the genericness of this album starts to peer its evil head.
Yeah, we're starting to get pretty radio friendly, you know?
Yeah, well, like the first half of this song sounds nothing like a Disturbed song really does. Like, kudos to them for trying something different, it just doesn't work.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if maybe we're just jaded because we're longtime Disturbed fans. We love the shit out of the Sickness, and this is not what we're used to. But, like, I mean, I will give it its upsides. Like, I kind of like the drums that were in it. And I think they stood out, and I think that Dave's singing is pretty good.
He's really trying to show his vocal range on this album a lot more than other albums.
Yeah, and to be fair, maybe people are giving him shit because, you know, Disturbed has kind of a bad image. So, I mean, it's good for him, and he's definitely a talented singer, but, I mean, it's not really Disturbed-y.
It's almost like, it's very radio-friendly. It starts to become a bit generic rock song.
Yeah, it's
a real letdown after Immortalized and Vengeful One really started the album off on a pretty high note.
Yeah, exactly. It's a pretty big dip.
Yeah. Well,
next one.
Next.
Like an unsung melody, the truth is waiting there for you to find it. It's not a blight but a remedy, a clear reminder of how it began. Deep inside your memory, turn away as you struggle to find it. You heard it call as you walked away.
This song is like having a child and spending 18 years of your life raising it to be a good and proper metal fan, and having him be a Five Finger Death Punch fan.
Pure and utter disappointment and failure.
Massive fucking failure.
But yeah, no, this song is so radio friendly and so generic, and it is such a letdown from a lot of Disturbed songs. And the fact that it was one of the singles is just...
Yeah, like, it's not even just a letdown from Immortalized and Vengeful One. It's a letdown from anything Disturbed related. Like, I would take almost every single song in the entire Disturbed discography up until now over The Light.
It's clear that Disturbed is a big fan of Creed and maybe Nickelback. Because, yeah,
that's just what this.
That's getting up into higher levels right there.
Yeah. Like,
oh my god.
I just don't know what the idea behind this was. Like, it's just so light. I mean, maybe the idea literally was to make something radio friendly, which is something a lot of metal bands do. Because, I mean, you're not going to be that successful if you just have all, like, heavy hits and stuff like that.
Yeah, but a lot of this album is radio friendly. Like, they try to have these odd songs of hard, heavy hitting, Disturbed style songs, but they're few and far between in this one.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you can't really please everybody. Like, it's just setting up for failure when you try to please everybody. Like, it's either go with the heavy stuff that the old school hardcore fans want, or go with the radio friendly album so that people know what they want to listen to. Don't just keep on changing it up. It's like, make up your mind.
Like, they've done songs like this before that kind of work on their album. Like, in Asylum, they had Another Way to Die, which is a bit softer kind of thing.
But it's still not this soft.
It's not this soft, but it's also wrapped around a lot heavier songs. Like, a lot more.
Yeah, exactly.
When this one is just bad.
It's boring. It barely sounds like a Disturbed song. The only thing that makes it sound like a Disturbed song really is Dave. And that's just thanks to his distinct vocal style.
Yeah,
but
that's his vocal style with any band just makes it sound like a Disturbed.
You mean Device?
Yeah.
AKA the Lost Disturbed album.
Device is my favorite Disturbed album.
I would take anything over Device. Anything by Device over anything... Like over the light. Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
you know,
I had a little trouble there.
I'm so frustrated over this song. I don't even know
frustration.
Let's not go back to that.
All right, so let's just get this song.
Let's get going.
Hopefully, it gets better from here.
Yeah, we're gonna hit another high point any second now.
Any minute.
Any minute now. I'm just waiting.
Yeah. Next.
What you waiting for?
What are you waiting for?
More songs like this.
Hey.
Like, this was a pleasant surprise because I did not remember this one from the first time I listened to it, and I actually enjoyed this song. This is maybe an indication that I'm going to like this album more, but...
Yeah, like, I don't know about the whole liking this album more thing, but I agree with that. That it's definitely a lot better than I remembered it. It sounded more like a lot of, like, their old style. I mean, I'm still kind of frustrated that they're still going up and down, changing their styles every song or every second song.
Yeah, but like, it was a pretty heavy riff. I enjoyed it.
I like the riffs. Parts of the solo, like
Dave
I was
was
saying,
great.
was sounding like Stricken, like the screech in the guitar reminded me of Stricken.
Didn't find Dave wasn't over the top on this one.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think him going over the top could work in some songs, but usually just the whole band working together perfectly is what made Disturbed. So.
Yeah, it's a good full-rounded band song. I quite enjoyed it.
Yeah, surprisingly pleased.
Yeah, pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, let's hope it continues.
Next.
I've begun to realize that I'm better when I am with you. You deliver me from the pain in my life. Easy now to recognize all the misery I have been through. It was beating me to submission till the day you arrived.
So, I mean, that song was pretty good, but what the fuck was that opening?
It was like some cheesy 90s techno shit.
Yeah, like, I didn't know what happened. I thought I might have been having a stroke.
Did Dave have a stroke?
Is Dave okay? Like, I don't know. I was just so confused. I mean, the rest of the song...
It recovered well from an incredibly...
It recovered really well.
Terrible opening.
If you would have cut the intro or redid the intro...
It would have been a solid song.
Yeah, honestly, like, I mean, I still think it was a solid song after the first 1 minute mark, but the intro severely hinders it.
Yeah. I don't think it was as good as What Are You Waiting For, but it's better than Open Your Eyes in the Light for sure.
It's better than what I thought this album was. I mean...
Yeah, like, our opinions are starting to sway a bit more to the positive side.
Yeah, like, we know there's some duds coming up.
Yeah.
Just looking at the set list here, but yeah, this is getting better. It's a lot better than I remember.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm pleasantly surprised.
That's
again.
pretty neat.
That's pretty neat. I like it.
Yeah.
You know it because of the way it is.
Next.
You once was someone I could dignify, a guiding force in which I thought I could rely. I watched as you began to metamorphosize. I can't face it anymore, it's eating me alive.
Well, that was nothing really special, but it did give us the first wah of the album.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I like that. I like it.
Yeah, the rest of the song was.
It was forgettable.
It was forgettable. It did sound like a typical Disturbed song, but there was just nothing special to it.
Yeah, at least it sounded like a Disturbed song.
It sounded like filler, though. It was a filler track.
Yeah, I mean, It's probably one of like very few filler tracks in the album. I mean, it's disappointing when you get any filler. Honestly, you want an album to have legitimate songs, front to back. But I mean, it is what it is. It exists. It's a song.
It's not a song I'd ever really go back to.
No.
I wouldn't listen to it out of the blue.
No.
But it's there. It's not terrible. It's not the best on the album. It's not the worst.
No. It's Disturbed song out of 10.
Yeah, Disturbed out of 10.
Yeah.
Next.
Ring, somebody died. This song is another kind of a filler. It is a Disturbed song.
Almost more so than Who, because I barely paid attention to the song.
I think it's another one of their. Oh, we're gonna try to do a slower but a more meaningful song. Like, it's not like a slow song like The Light or like some stuff coming up, but it just wasn't. It was kind of a slower song, and like I'm trying to like look for like a really deep story. It's not really what you listen to Disturbed for, honestly.
No, it was really boring, kinda.
Yeah, like it was trying to tell a story. I find that Disturbed kind of has they're stronger at sending messages and.
Disturbed is not a storytelling band. Leave that to like something like Iron Maiden.
Yeah, exactly. They're more about messages and
stuff.
Yeah,
they're like here like stating like political opinions and stuff like that.
Things that like Asylum did well, like stating opinions, talking about stuff going on.
Yeah, actually singing songs about like relevant, important issues.
Yeah, but it's less so about trying to tell a story through the course of a song, and I don't really think it was a very successful attempt at doing that.
No.
I mean, maybe they could play around with it later on and try to make it better, but
maybe the next song's really good.
Oh, God.
It's the one and only Disturbed.
Disturbed.
So this is not just the worst song on this album, but in my opinion, the single worst song Disturbed has ever done in their entire career. Words do not describe how much I fucking loathe this song.
I also don't enjoy this song, and I'll tell you why. Because it had no message behind it. It would have been fine if it had a message behind it, but it was just dude weed Lamau.
Exactly. Like, I don't have an issue that it was just that they're singing about marijuana or anything, but Disturbed is a band that writes songs about serious shit. They're usually about war or insanity or mental illness or something along that lines. And if they put a spin on this song, if it was about how, like, legalizing weed, or if, like, about people getting arrested for, like, minor counts of having weed, then I would understand the point of the song. But no, it's like, yo, dude, I love weed, let's smoke, and that's it.
Yeah.
It means literally nothing. It is no good than a bunch of other fucking songs about weed, but that's not what Disturbed does. It is just the fucking worst thing.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
It's not that they're not allowed to sing about it. It's just the fact that they did so with like no effort whatsoever. They're just like, oh, we're just gonna fuck around and make a song about smoking weed because that's funny and we do it. And I mean, that's fine. But like, you could have made it a lot better. If it was like Another Way to Die, which was probably their most blatantly political song that actually worked really well, then that would be a different story.
Because it had a message. This one, its message was, Hey, dude, let's smoke weed. Literally, the first 30 seconds of this song is a bong.
Yeah, it's just a bong rip. Chances are, if your idea for a song is starting off with a bong rip, you're really going down the wrong path.
Yeah, no, like...
Unless you're high and you think it's a great idea.
Which is probably where this song came from.
Exactly.
Like, the worst
Dave
part...
injected a whole marijuana and then he did this song.
The worst part is musically, there's actually some pretty good riffs and solos in this song.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, it's terrible. I hate every single minute of it. It is the worst piece of shit they have ever done.
I don't even think it's their worst song off this album. I think it's coming up.
Let's find out.
No, I know it for a fact.
Oh boy.
I know it for a fact.
Next.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again, because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sound of silence.
I really fucking hate this song. I hate that it exists. I wish it would die. It can go fuck itself. Fuck this song.
So, the incredibly popular cover of Paul Simon's Sound of Silence. I know we're in the vast minority,
Yeah, the very
but
best.
it's not good.
I
don't like it.
I don't like it. I think that Dave is a fine singer. I think that this has absolutely no place whatsoever on a Disturbed album. Maybe as a B-side, maybe as a special release online from Dave or from the band a little bit. You know, it's just doesn't have a place on an album. It doesn't have a place as a single. It doesn't have a place on Conan. It doesn't have a place on, like, we're getting a music video.
Every music newspaper site, magazine site, online. This song is being shoved down your neck, and I don't like it. And I am a huge fan of the original. I love Simon and Garfunkel, and this song, it's just done in a way that I don't think it works. It doesn't work for a Disturbed album. I don't think it does a lot of justice to the original, as the original is very soft and somber, and it works that way because that's the point of the song. Where halfway through the song, Dave gets all like, with all the orchestra in the background, he's trying to belt, and he's pretty much just trying to show off, like, I get it, you're a good singer, but this isn't the type of song that you do it. The whole point of the Sound of Silence is that it's this somber, like, really depressing song.
You know, when I first started up this album, I said to myself, you know, if I don't hear a epic orchestra in the background of one of these songs, I'm so done. But no, like, it has no place on a Disturbed album. They're a heavy metal band. I mean, you could debate that they're still new metal, but they're not really so much anymore. They're just supposed to be metal. This is the most unmetal thing that's ever been released on a metal band.
That doesn't really give a huge issue to me. For me, it's the fact that Disturbed is probably one of the most original bands it comes to their covers.
Yeah.
Like, they take these covers of usually just like classic rock songs or just normal rock songs, and they put their own spin and truly make it their own song.
Yeah, like, there's a vast difference between, like, Shout and Disturbed Shout. There's a vast difference between the original Land of Confusion and Disturbed's Land of Confusion. They made it their own. They actually made it sound like one of their own songs and not like a cover. Like, I mean, this on Immortalized, this cover here, it doesn't sound like the original, like you were saying, because it gets arguably worse.
Yeah, but like for the first half of the song, it does sound almost identical to the original.
Yeah. It doesn't sound like a Disturbed cover because we've come to expect a lot more of Disturbed covers. Like, I really like Disturbed's covers. There's one or two songs that I'd honestly say I prefer a Disturbed cover over the original. That's probably a stupid, controversial opinion, but I mean, I honestly like their covers. I think that they've always done pretty well with them. I mean, Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For was kind of a weak option off of Asylum.
I listened to that over this though because at least offers something original from the band.
Yeah, and at least it sounds like a Disturbed song. Like there's no chance in hell that I would put this song on if I want to listen to a Disturbed song, unless I just really want to listen to Dave Draymond's voice, and then I'll just watch an interview or actually listen to good Disturbed music.
Yeah, like you said, if I want to listen to a Disturbed song, I'd listen to any other song, and if I want to listen to The Sound of Silence, I will listen to the significantly better Simon & Garfunkel version.
I would listen to anything from Disturbed over this.
Yeah.
I listen to Device over this.
Ooh.
I would listen to... I was going to say I'd listen to Lulu over this, but I actually probably wouldn't. Still, the point stands.
If you watch my other review, you will know that I will listen to Dragon over this, but literally nothing else. But
yeah, like this is one of the reasons why I thought Immortalized was so bad, and I will honestly say that at this point my opinion's been changing around, and looking at what's coming up next, I know it's going to get better, but this is just one of the reasons why Immortalized leaves such a bad taste in my mouth. It's the reason why after I finished listening to it for the first time I said, this is the worst Disturbed album that I've ever heard, and I think that they've ruined the band and they don't know what the fuck they're doing anymore. I mean, I'm willing to give them a second chance after hearing this, and I'm obviously still going to be listening to all their older music and going to see their concert and stuff like that, but I'm so angry at this fact that this is a single. Like, none of their other covers have really been that popular. I mean, they've been played a bit, but this is just, it's like in pop culture, and I hate it. I'm like, Disturbed hasn't been relevant in so long, and it's the fucking Sound of Silence that brings them back.
Next to Down with the Sickness, this is probably the most publicized song they've ever done.
That's so fucking unfortunate. I mean, I'm glad that Dave liked it. I'm glad that the band liked it. I'm glad that Paul Simon liked it. But I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it. That doesn't mean that it can't exist. But
like, we tried to listen to it again. It's not winning us over. I don't think it's going to win us over anytime soon.
Like, I mean, we put it on all of our joke playlists. Every time it comes up, we just chuckle and put on to the next track. It's more so just an in-joke at this time. Let's listen to the first few chords of Disturbed Sound of Silence, and then let's have a good laugh and move on. Like, listening to the whole song over, it makes me angry. This is why I go on metal newsletters, Facebook pages, and whenever they talk about Sound of Silence, I say no. I don't want it, please. I don't want Sound of Silence. I don't want Five Finger Death Punch posts. They don't understand.
Yeah. With that being said, I don't like that it's being shoved down your neck, because there's arguably a lot of better songs even on this album.
Yeah, there's a lot better songs on this album. There's a lot better songs, obviously, on older albums if you really want to listen to them. There's a lot better Disturbed covers.
I will say that I'd rather listen to this than Fire It Up, but that's just my own personal hatred of Fire It Up.
Yeah.
I don't like this cover.
Fire It Up was just such a stupid idea, but honestly, covering the Sound of Silence, it wasn't a terrible idea, but it doesn't make it any more appropriate for a Disturbed album, and I mean, this is the one that really drives it home with. This album has a lot of radio-friendly stuff. I don't think it gets any more radio-friendly than The Sound of Silence. Like, I honestly pity anybody who thinks that this is a good Disturbed song and they use this as a jumping point to get into the band. They're going to be very shocked when they realize that this is nothing what Disturbed's about. They're going to think they're like a fucking orchestral band.
Yeah. Thing is, like, when I first heard that they were going to do a cover of The Sound of Silence, I was actually intrigued, because I thought they could take a really interesting, like, almost make it like a really disturbing song. Like, disturbing
song. Making a disturbing song.
Well, they could do it in a really kind of like creepy, eerie way and completely make it their own. Yeah. Instead of the first half being a carbon copy of Simon and Garfunkel's in the second half being pretty much just
a weird
Dave
epic orchestra
showing off in front of an orchestra.
Yeah, it's just Dave jacking off in front of a full orchestra.
But that's actually how they perform it live.
I can't wait for that part of the concert where the orchestra comes out and Dave whips his cock out.
Yeah, just one hand on the mic, one hand on the dick.
On little sound.
On little Dave.
Do you think Little Dave was pierced like his lips there?
Oh,
it's like you just see Little Dave and it has the
we're gonna
one
find
on each side.
Gonna find out this summer. Can't wait to mosh to this song.
Oh, we're gonna start the mosh. It's an ironic mosh pitch. We're gonna get out our thick-rimmed glasses and we're gonna ironically mosh.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Oh my god!
Let's just put this song behind us.
Yes, especially because the next song is the best song.
Next,
please.
Please.
And my patience running. Well, it's plain to see that you have lost your damn mind. How could you let it end up this way? Is there really nothing more you can say? I'm not taking another dozen your denial today. I'm not willing to deal with someone who insists that they can never be wrong. So just keep on talking to the wall because I'm walking away.
I really fucking love this song. I love that it exists. I wish it will live forever. It doesn't need to go fuck itself. Fucking love this song.
This song is really, really, really good.
I love... this song is by far the best on the album.
I'll never...
One of the best that they've done, period.
Yeah, I'll never forget the first time we heard this song. We're just... Especially after Sound of Silence, we're just like...
Not the Sound of Silence. It's after Fire It Up, Sound of Silence, and a couple filler tracks.
Yeah.
Like, you have to work to get to this song, but it is almost worth it.
Exactly. You have to really tough through the grind of like the last
this
half an hour
song is
of music.
A gem.
Yeah, honestly, like you were saying before, you could put it in the middle of a playlist with The Sickness and it would feel perfectly in place.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, that really makes me upset. I cannot forget how angry I was after hearing this song because it's so good.
He was pissed that it was good. It was hilarious.
Pissed that it was good because it's so good and it sounds so much like Old Disturbed. I'm just like, why isn't the rest of the album like this? I'm so upset.
It's
it literally sounds like the first two albums.
A sign of what could have been.
Exactly. Like, it's really disappointing. It's almost like a cock tease because it's like, hey,
it's gonna fondle it a little.
Yeah, you guys know The Sickness. You guys know Believe. You really like those albums. We still got it in us. But we're not going to give it to you. We're going to give you a little tease. We're going to show you a little bit of skin you're never going to see. You're going to listen to Sound of Silence. You're going to like it.
Yeah, you can't even go back, pay a little bit for a little private show.
No, you don't.
No.
You can get a little private show. Like, it's just, this is it. And that's what you'll have to use when you're at home later in bed. It's like, you don't get anything else. This is all you get of classic Disturbed.
Yeah. That being said, though, like... This song is so good. It has such an old school Disturbed style, but it in a way it does have a little bit of like new Disturbed feel. It's like the perfect mix.
Yeah.
This is like what Disturbed should be doing.
This is how the natural progression of Disturbed should have gone. It's like, here's our really heavy scattered stuff, mostly complaining about like going crazy and dealing with like relationships while unstable and stuff like that, like a lot of their old stuff feels. But then it was still talking about like it still had like a good kind of approachable sound and
have this as like maybe not your radio like singles, but you have songs like Immortalized and The Vengeful One as your lead singles, and then you have songs like Never Wrong throughout the rest of the album to give that hard-hitting feel that Disturbed used to have.
Exactly. It's like where in this album what ended up happening is Vengeful One, Immortalized, Never Wrong, stuff like that. That was a song for the hardcores, and then everything else was just all radio-friendly stuff so everybody else would listen, whereas it should have been like, Immortalized and Vengeful One were good single songs, but then there should have been more songs like Never Wrong for everybody to listen to really dig into it. And Immortalized and Vengeful One should have been the song that you hooked the people in with into the album.
Yeah.
And not having the light and the fucking Sound of Silence.
Fire It Up.
And Fire It Up be the ones that bring people in, and then throw in shit like Who and other songs that I already forgot because they were so forgettable.
Yeah.
Fucking Your Mind.
But, like, the thing is, like, this song does show a different style that Disturbed hasn't done in a while, because, like, Disturbed hasn't been a metal band since Believe in '02.
Yeah.
But this song fits so good with that style.
Yeah, this song is actually metal.
I know, and I just... Why couldn't the rest of the album be like it?
I like metal. I want metal.
Disturbed is
technically a metal band, quote unquote.
On paper, that's...
Yeah, I mean, they've been pretty hard rocky.
Yeah.
But, I mean, especially this album has been up and down between, like, proper metal or hard rock.
So if you go to Disturbed's Wikipedia page, the first genre is heavy metal.
That's hard rock and alternative metal, which I agree with all those terms.
Yeah.
Except for maybe Sound of Silence. That was, like, orchestral masturbation.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, like...
that was just a David Dreamium hand job, but...
Yeah, I love this song. I'm angry that it's not what the whole album is, but I mean, that doesn't stop me from still enjoying it. Like, I think this, and maybe I forget what other one between Immortalized and Vengeful One, but it's one of the only 2 songs I actually have actively on my phone right now that I listen to from this album.
I have the 3. Like, the only songs from this album that I actually listen to outside of this album is Immortalized, Vengeful One, and Never Wrong.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Never Wrong is the one that I usually go back to the most.
Yeah, I mean, I'm devastated that it's the shortest song on this album too, other than obviously the intro.
Yeah,
but I mean...
So that being said, it's able to do more in less time than any other song on this album.
Exactly, it does more in 3.5 minutes than Save Our Last Goodbye does in 5 minutes.
Yeah, which felt like 10.
Yeah.
And this coming off of just doing Lulu, which has a 20-minute fucking... Anyway.
You're scarred for life, but anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially this coming after Sound of Silence. I mean, it's such polar opposites. Not just in our opinions. Like, I mean, obviously in styles. Like, it's like now we're gonna try something really different that doesn't really work out, and then they're just switch it, and they're just like, we're gonna do what we know best, and we're gonna do it really fucking well.
Yeah. Never Wrong.
So
much potential.
You can never go wrong if you do this style Disturbed, honestly. Please make your next album just like this. Please realize it's what we want. I mean...
Just make your next album just 10 copies of Never Wrong.
Call it Never Wrong.
I would buy it.
I would buy 2 copies. I'd brush my teeth to that shit.
But now my mom loves your shit. Why?
Why does my mom love
the
silence?
Let's move on to the last one.
The last one.
Woo.
What did I do? Why do I deserve this? So indifferent, why do I deserve to die now? Give me a reason why. Then it all goes from blur. Let instinct taste like put my hands on his throat. Yeah, hear myself say, tell me now. Who taught you how to hate? Has innocent in your blood? Not a part of what you're made. So let this be understood. Somebody taught you how to hate. When you live this way you become dead to everyone.
That was a song that came at the end of the album, and it existed and was a thing.
Yeah, it didn't really add anything for being the last song on the album. It just kind of ends the album on a real kind of meh note. Yeah. Especially when you kind of realize that out of the last half of the album, it's really only like one good song.
Yeah, it's like filler, dude, weed, shit cover, good song, and then
meh.
And then meh. Like, I just hate ending an album on anything meh. Like, obviously you don't want it to be like memorably bad. You'd rather be memorably good or memorably different at least. But at least let it be memorable. And this song was just kind of like, it's done.
Yeah.
Rip.
Yeah, like...
You didn't want to say about
I really have nothing more to say about this song. It just kind of existed. It's pure filler, and you shouldn't be ending an album that way.
Yeah.
Expecting something a bit more epic in a way. to end an album, and it really just it was there. It was a thing.
Yeah, it was a thing that was there. You just said it. The thing was there, and it was a thing, and it's right there.
So now the real question: would you recommend Immortalized to someone? Say that is worth a listen, or do you say that it belongs in the trash?
I think it deserves a listen.
I would actually agree on that as well. That killed you inside, didn't it?
Yeah, a little bit, just because ever since this song released, I hated it. I listened to it once and I hated it. I haven't picked it up since. I've just shat on it any time that it's ever come up. And I listened to it again. I gave it a really good listen and really tried to break everything down. And I mean, I think it is fine. I don't think it's the best Disturbed album. It's definitely one of their weaker albums because the low points really bring it down.
Yeah. There are solid, good tracks on this album. Yeah. Like, again, I liked Immortalized, Vengeful One. What Are You Waiting For was a song that I didn't know I liked before, and I'll probably add it to my playlist of songs that I enjoy. And, of course, Never Wrong, which is just an absolute great song.
It's just one of the best songs that we've done in years.
Yeah, it's just like where the songs are good, they're pretty good, but where the songs are bad, they're really bad. They're some of the worst that Disturbed's ever done.
Yeah, it just outweighs it. Like, I mean, honestly, like, I don't think that...
It doesn't take away that from the fact that there are good quality tracks here.
Yeah, like, I think even if you were to take out Fired Up and Sound of Silence, I don't think it would like really rocket it up in my personal list of top Disturbed albums, or like where I rank them. Immortalized is still pretty low, if not at the bottom.
Yeah.
But honestly, I don't think that just removing Sound of Silence and Fired Up would change it. I mean, you'd have to make it a little bit better because half of it is still just really forgettable filler.
Yeah, a lot of it's just the style and the approach they took to a lot of these songs.
Yeah.
Are really generic and in a way kind of boring.
Yeah.
Like, I know when we were listening to that last song, we were just kind of zoning out of it.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess something to be said about the fact that we just, like, we were ranting about the last 3 songs that were on, but, I mean, even then, there should be something to grab your attention at the last song. Like, I mean, I just feel like half of it was, we're going to do a Disturbed album. We are Disturbed, and here's our album. These are songs that are by Disturbed. There's nothing really too unique about them. Like, it feels like they actually tried on like half of the songs, and then those songs are either pretty good or pretty bad, but I mean it doesn't really change the fact that half the album was still just
it was there, it existed.
Exactly. Like, I mean, even just looking back to other albums, like, I mean, I think Asylum, they really put a good amount of thought into most of the songs there.
Yeah, like Asylum is an album that I actually enjoy.
Yeah, honestly, like Asylum might have 1 or 2 throwaways. Maybe Indestructible is a little bit worse. It might be equal to this, but I personally think Indestructible had a better overall sound, and the hits were really big hits. Like, the hits were enough to carry it to be a good album.
For me,
they weren't.
Yeah, for me, that's the difference between this album and Indestructible, because again, I found Indestructible had quite a lot of filler tracks, but when the album was good, it was really good.
Yeah,
like Inside the Fire and Indestructible are 2 of Disturbed's greatest songs.
Yeah, like, I mean, I have listened to Indestructible a lot when I was younger, when I first getting into them, but I'll admit even now that there was a lot of filler and a lot of the stuff sounded pretty samey, but
yeah,
like, it was still an overall better style, and the hits were great hits.
Yeah.
Like, I heard Inside the Fire so much everywhere. Like, holy, like, not as much as I hear the Sound of Silence around now.
Yeah, no, but like, overall, though, for Immortalized, I didn't hate it. There were things that I did enjoy in it. Overall, I'd give it 5 chin rings out of 10 bongs.
I hated it less than I thought I did, but there's still parts of the album that I really hate, and there's still parts of the album that make me really upset. But I mean, overall, I would say it's worth a listen to.
Yeah.
I would say don't purposely exclude it if you're just listening to Disturbed. I think if you're trying to get into Disturbed by using this album, that's a very poor choice. I think even, I mean, obviously you're better off by listening to The Sickness or Believe, but I mean, you could even listen to Asylum or 10,000 Fists over this to get a better idea of what Disturbed's really about.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like, that being said, though, I'd rather, if someone does listen to this, even if it is Sound of Silence and does get into Disturbed, if they enjoy Disturbed and listen to Disturbed, say, over a band like Fine Figure Death Punch, then not all
or
is
Bring
bad.
Me the Horizon.
Oh, God, don't even get me started on them.
Yeah, I mean, this album is very radio friendly, and was it successful? Yeah.
Yeah, they went to number one. It was their fifth straight number one album.
And they're honestly getting a lot more publicity over this than they did Asylum.
To be fair, I was actually surprised that this album went to number one, especially after being away for 4 years.
That's what made me upset that it hit number one, because I was so angry at it.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's good. I don't wish that they had less success because of how I feel about this album. I'm glad they're doing well.
There's still a band that I enjoy listening to.
Yeah, and I'm still going to go to the concert. I'm still going to have a great time. I'm going to mosh to my favorites, and I'm going to ironically mosh to my not favorites.
Yep.
I'm excited to do that, but yeah,
so that's
Immortalized is a thing.
That's about all we really have to say on that, I guess. So
yeah, I mean, very up and down. I mean, I guess if I had to give a closing statement, is I really don't like that it doesn't stay in one style, but I mean, it wasn't terrible, and I was wrong to judge it so harshly, but that doesn't mean that I think it's a great album.
Yeah, I'd honestly, overall, I didn't hate as much as you did, so my whole standing on the album didn't really change. Pretty much the only difference was that I found out I liked the song "What Are You Waiting For?"
Yeah.
But other than that, my outlook on the album doesn't really remain that unchanged.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much all we got. So if you enjoyed this review and want to see other reviews like it, or if you just want to check out some shorter reviews on new album releases, feel free to check out some of my videos. Pound that motherfucking subscribe button. And yeah, you want to say anything? Are you good?
Well, I don't really have a YouTube channel or anything. I might think about it sometime in the future, but I mean,
I'll probably plug him if he does.
Yeah, if you don't hate hearing these kind of like long videos, these long rants on albums, then I mean, I guess let us know, because we can always swing by and do another one.
Yeah, because we do have a couple albums in mind. We're thinking Chinese Democracy is going to be our next one.
I think you can take on that one. You have a lot to say about
I have a lot to say about that one. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So, cheers.
Peace.
Thanks, Dave.